Welcome back to another Kindred reaction. Today I am reacting to episode 5. I have to say, I'm glad that I'm doing reactions to this series because it is very much, it's slowing me down. Like, I have to edit in between, posting the video, like, between watching the episodes and stuff. Otherwise, I would have watched this probably in a day or maybe a couple of days. So it's giving me a lot of time to think about it and have conversations with people. And one of the conversations that I had actually in a couple of different places, like on my Discord and some people in the comments were asking me if I think that it's purposeful. This thing that I keep noticing in the episode of women's feelings being ignored and trivialized. And I have been assuming that it's intentional. And it was people asking me the question, do you think it is? Made me realize, oh, that's my goggles. That's my Octavia Butler goggles. Octavia Butler in her books, very often, she doesn't always have an answer, but she will, through the narrative, through the things that happen in the story, she will pose a question that is meant to make you think. At least I assume. I've never met Octavia Butler. Maybe she just thought it was neat. But I think that her stories and the things that happen are meant to make you go, oh, and think about it. Like, for example, the thing I talked about in my very first Kindred reaction of her hiding Dana's race until it would be revealed in the worst way possible by having somebody call her the N-word and then, like, say, oh, by the way, you're in the antebellum South. Like, that's when it was revealed. So up until that point, if you somehow managed to read a cover, like one without a black woman on the cover and you didn't know that, it's a mystery. Oh, there's something interesting happening. Oh, okay. She's being pulled back in time. I wonder why. And then suddenly this thing happens and all of the questions that you had been asking about, like oh, this is curious. This is interesting. I wonder why this is happening. Whoa. All of those questions just sort of, at least for me, they went away. I didn't care about the sci-fi. Like, it was just, oh, no, you're a black woman and you've been sucked back in time to the worst possible time and the worst possible place. Oh no. Like, it recontextualized everything in the story that had happened up until that point. And it made me think about, like, you know, the way that race impacts things. And so many of our narratives just sort of ignore that because we like to assume a colorblind existence. And no, like, this is a sci-fi narrative. It is actually incredibly relevant what race you are in this particular story. And I don't know. But because of those goggles that I have about, okay, when Octavia Butler does something like this, she's asking you a question. I've been assuming that the trivializing of all the women's emotions and feelings and perspectives is intentional. I don't know if it is because I have not finished this series. I'm hoping that it is because it does seem to be a through line. We saw it in the mother in the past. We're seeing it with the Hermione, the neighbor. We're seeing it a bit with Dana. So I guess it's only 3. Is there another one? I don't know. But it just seems to be a lot. And so, yeah, I am curious to know what's up with that. And, of course, to see what happens because they've just gone back in time and Dana grabbed Kevin and Kevin's going with her. So let's find out what happens.
Let's be nerdy, bitch. Let's be nerdy, let's be nerdy. Let's be nerdy, bitch. Let's be nerdy, bitch. Let's be nerdy, let's be nerdy, bitch.
Okay, so there they are. She's got her bag, right? Okay, good. She's got her bag. Oh gosh, yeah. Like, he could be angry with her for doing this and want revenge or something. Like, that's changing the dynamic between the two of them changes everything about the story. Well, not everything, but it changes a lot. Oh, that sounds like Rufus. Again, just trying to hurt himself somehow. What did he do? Is he like, does he have food poisoning? Did he eat some tobacco?
I think you should follow me.
So Rufus is a teenager now, not an adult.
Think your daddy's son can hold his liquor?
Dana?
Yeah, they recognize her.
Rufus just had himself a little party. I'd take that back, Rufus. You're a lot more like your daddy than I thought.
I said, get back in the fields.
Wow, he's being real rude to a white man. Why? How?
Lost your mind. Drinking in here with young Mars.
I mean, okay, that white man does have like an Irish accent, so he would be what, an indentured servant of some kind?
I want to sold the whiskey.
That's it.
Before everything, Denise told me that Carrie's a family name.
You're related to Carrie? Holy shit.
I mean, I don't know if she's right about that. Like, if it's the same as the books, the family line is through Rufus and Alice.
Yes,
What if you get scared? I'm gonna be stranded.
I won't. Every time he thinks he's gonna die, I come back. Okay, if anything happens to me, just make sure that happens.
You're joking.
You know,
So just threaten Rufus's life, call me back.
I promise.
That's kind of a plot hole from the book, because Kevin could have done that.
Rufus.
Did Kevin know in the book? Had she explained it to him?
What's he to you anyway? I know he's not your master.
It's complicated.
Yeah, how do you explain? It was like a guy, he was a waiter. He was a white man was serving me.
Not much more than that.
Where's Dana?
Just reminded me, I remember one time my dad came to visit me in Canada and I took him to church and he was like, never heard a white man preach before, it's weird.
Daddy either sold them or they gotta work now.
This actor looks, he actually looks younger than the other Rufus. Is that Alice? Because again, she looks younger to me.
Yeah, for a couple hours.
A couple of hours has been 3 years for me. 3 years. I'm really stuck.
I mean, she is an agent. She looks good.
There is no more going back for me. Not anymore.
Well, I like, she's just acclimated to this
Alice and
life
I are
place.
leaving Maryland. Instead of worrying about me, why don't you ask yourself, what should you be doing?
This is hard because, like, I understand both of their perspectives. Like, she lost her mom, and now she's found her mom. But I mean,
You ride or you just find your way back on your own?
Alice is a little kid, and of course, her mom. Like the reality of this situation, it feels so much more real to her mom because she's been here for so long. Escaping would feel like, I don't know, like cheating. Because none of her friends can escape. Like, they can't just pop over to the future.
Deviant. I let him know that my silence came at a price. He signed his land over
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
why he was able to buy the property. That's why the Wayland farm has increased.
Doubled our crop output every year since.
Did you see who took this cake?
Probably Rufus, I imagine.
Swear if you don't
Like, Rufus was in the kitchen.
And who are you? What brings you back into my cookhouse?
I go where Mr. Kevin goes.
Mr. Kevin.
Did you live here?
I
Oh, that's right. She told everybody she was pregnant.
lost the baby.
How did you get here, Mr. Franklin?
I walked.
Must be staying
Gonna
in Easton.
think he's just poor.
I had wondered where your things were.
That would be crazy. I'm trying to,
How would you
I'm
explain
just
it the
trying
second
to
time? He doesn't have
live
anything.
simply.
That pipe
Winnie.
is really, really long.
You put it on before dinner.
Yes, sir.
This is just very uncomfortable.
Provides us a modicum of privacy. The other slaves refer to it as the Jezebel cabin. Which
Oh,
I
that
must
laugh was
confess
so
that
creepy.
reminds me.
Ew. It was slimy. It was slimy.
Help grind this. Ain't get sick of nothing.
Is Sarah figuring out that like Dana shows up when Rufus is in trouble? She poisoning people with the cake? Or maybe just like a laxative?
I noticed
that you don't drink much, Mr. Franklin. I've always found
he's in recovery.
a man rather admirable. Sell her along with her bitch mother when you get rid of her at Monsanto. Now, Rufus!
Oh no. This is just, it's brutal.
You're a goddamn fool for saying that in front of Margaret.
Please excuse me.
Yeah, sit there and discussing everyone's life and people being sold. It's just gross.
And Sarah.
We can convince Tom to keep you.
How you gonna convince him?
Yeah, you got no power here, Dana.
Be separated from my dog.
No. Well, this is gross. No. Oh! Wow! That is not pleasant.
This is your home.
I will not let us get sold.
This is this idea that it's your home. They're slaves, Dana.
Philadelphia.
Dana's treating this like it's some sort of, I don't know. She's not realizing these people they're literally slaves.
And you're not gonna get sold. And now she's threatening to run away with Carrie, which is just as bad.
How is that just as bad?
Same question, Kevin.
She doesn't know what she's doing. She'll get sold down south or worse, and that will cosmically fuck me because we need Carrie and Rufus here together.
Why do you need Carrie? Oh, she thinks Carrie's her ancestor.
I can't tell if it's brilliant or that Tom wants to sell you.
I mean, would she believe this?
Yeah, I heard him talking to Mr. Kevin.
What happened wasn't my fault.
But that's not what Tom thinks.
Oh, because of the food.
I
The
told
food.
myself.
Okay, just look at the difference. Again, I've been saying the biggest difference is in Kevin. This is a pretty big change to Dana.
Talking back. Then why you here?
To help people.
What, she's gonna pretend like she's Harriet Tubman here?
You are penniless, are you not?
I mean,
And you
pretty
come
good
through
guess.
Here hoping that I might provide some kind of patronage. Your honesty is appreciated. I suppose Rufus might benefit from your music tutelage. I do not.
That's
have
what I
high
anticipated, that he would become a music
Do your
teacher.
best. Hmm?
In the book, he was he was just a regular teacher.
Thank you.
Dana, do you understand the risk that you're putting this woman under? Like, if you get caught running away... Like I said, this is a massive change to Dana. Dana was not selfish like this in the book. Like, she was... I don't know if I want to say she was selfless, but she was not, all about herself. Like, how do I get back? Like, that wasn't who she was.
Took a liking to me. All the others hated me for it. You could tell, I bet. But at least he took me out of them fields.
We're here.
Yeah. Bum's gonna be like, what the fuck did you bring her here for? Like, you just added to my burden. Thank you.
You brought a runaway into my home?
Exactly.
I'm trying to help. You
Yeah. Her mom knows what's going on. Oh, she's part of the Underground Railway.
Get in.
You of all people know it's dangerous to walk these woods at night. Don't come back until I figure out how to get the girl out.
How would Dana know that she's figured out how to get her out? I mean, if you're stuck here for a while, Kevin, that battery's not going to last you very long.
It's done.
No, it's not. She's hiding in a hole in your mom's cabin.
Did anybody see you?
No.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say, Luke saw you.
I want to say it was instinct, but a part of me just realized how much harder all this would be without you.
Yeah.
just got so scared.
I fully understand her doing it.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm naive, but I think us being here could be good for him. And
Yeah, this idea that, he's a child, and if he has good nurture, he could become a good person. Okay. Making out in the past. I mean, I guess, why not?
It's Winnie.
The alarm because one of the slaves has escaped, perhaps?
Celeste has become too unsightly with her vulgar pregnancy, and this way I can keep
Her
my eye on
vulgar pregnancy?
But you are becoming a young man. Perhaps it's time for you to find a wife.
A wife? How old? He's a baby!
Master let me know you're gonna be seeing a good long while. Dana?
Oh, yes. She needs a dress. She can't be walking around in jeans. Okay. So, I said it during the reaction. They have changed Dana. I was trying to think why they would have done that. Like, her personality is very, she's selfish, alright? And understand it, she's not a horrible person, but her, she's willing to put another woman's life entirely at risk just to save herself. And I don't remember anything like that from the book. I don't mean to say that she was like a paragon of virtue or anything in the books, but she was, okay, this is the thought that I had, and I would have to go back and reread the book to be sure about this, but I was wondering, in the book, as I've mentioned many times, it was a first person narrative, and she was not a blank slate, that's the wrong, but I think that the idea, the reason for telling it in a first person way is to put you in there, in her thoughts. So it's a very, the prose that Kindred is written in is very plain. It's immaculately crafted. But it's not flowery. It's not incredibly descriptive and what was that book that I read this year? This is how we lose the time war. If you read that, and it's just this beautiful, sensuous, dripping prose, whereas Kindred is very direct and very plain. And I think it's meant to be it's meant to feel immediate. And I think her personality is sort of meant to feel like you can slide yourself in there because you're supposed to be in there. But again, because of the fact that we are now watching it, we are not in her thoughts, there is a distance, so they're having to round out some of her edges and give her more of a personality, I guess. So because we can't put ourselves in her as much. Just see, she's doing things that I would not imagine Dana from the book would do. The conflict with her and Kevin, bringing him back against his will, when he didn't want to come back, it sets up more potential for conflict between them, and that is interesting. Oh God, sorry, I just suddenly remembered that weird creepy laugh that Thomas Whalen gave when he was talking about Winnie. That was gross. I was about to say that it's this weird possessiveness, but it actually is possessiveness because they do own these human beings. It's just, this happened and it's still happening. There is still slavery happening in the world, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around. And I'm glad I can't wrap my head around because it's disgusting and gross. But I don't know. It just feels so it's that laugh made me feel dirty. And yeah, but okay, back to what I'm seeing in this show. There's this potential for Kevin to not trust Dana, one of the things I've been saying is because of the fact that they're not in a long-term relationship, Dana can't trust Kevin. Because I am mostly thinking, because Dana's the one who's in the most danger. But in this, with what Dana did to him, that was a thought I had at the beginning is, oh, now he can't trust her because he doesn't know if she would just, like, she just grabbed him and brought him and he didn't want to come. So that's a whole other element of things. And it's interesting, the mom's saying that she's not going to go back at all. Which, yeah. That's very different between, like, the mom is Olivia's putting Alice first because Olivia's, like, the reality of the world that she's in. It feels very solid and real. She can't say, I'm just going to move these people around like pieces on a chessboard so that I can get to where I want to go, which is exactly what Dana's doing. Dana's moving people around, and the only person in the past that she sees as real, really, is her mom. But her mom no longer, like, her mom doesn't see Dana as real. Like, they've been separate for so long. And when she left, Dana was 2. Dana's come back as a grown woman. Like, it's the relationship dynamic between mother and daughter has sort of been fractured by that. So, I don't know. It's fascinating. So yeah, I'm curious to know what happens next. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this episode. Comments below. If you read the book, I'm curious to know if you see the differences between Dana in the book and Dana in the show. And if not, just what are your thoughts on where they're taking this? I think I've got 3 more episodes of this, which will probably take me, like a week because Christmas is coming. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like my content, you want to support me, I do have a Patreon. It is linked in the description below. Thank you so much to my patrons. I could not do this without you, so thank you. And with that, I am going to end this here. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!